डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Hello. Greetings of the day, everyone. I, Dr. Janma Vasavda from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University's English Department, situated in Jyotirmay Parisar from Chaitanya Studio, welcome you all. We are today going ahead with another episode of the series of drama, where we have been discussing the characteristics of drama, what is drama, the form, and now after completion of these things, we have reached somewhere around history of English drama. Within history, we have covered medieval drama, and now we are going ahead with the history, which is divided or which we are discussing into fragments, that is, with the different ages. So, let's begin. We will be discussing today from Chaucer to Spenser. Ancient classical drama had long ceased to be a vital force. In the beginning, it proceeded with mystery plays and miracle plays, which we have already discussed prior. There was a shift from Old Testament to New Testament. We have seen how mystery plays came up, miracle plays came up, then the need of time was of morality plays, and then how that entire journey of from church to staircase to street and to professional theaters came up. So from 11th century onwards, monastic and cathedral records frequently mention properties used in such dramatic representations. Though their composition probably remained in clerical hands or clergy hands, a growing secularization of tone is clearly seen. I can say that as and when it is coming out, the drama had its own essence. Every age is different. Every age is showcasing their own characteristics based on that. Now we are going to discuss the age of Elizabeth. Before we go ahead, I would like you to understand. We are discussing age according to drama, keeping drama in center. Along with drama as a form, in every form, every age was growing. Writers were writing, and either it is a poetry or sonnet or somewhere around essay, fiction, non-fiction, whatever. They were writing a lot of things. And if I am supposed to discuss entire age, it will fall short of time. And that is why I am keeping only and only drama in center. So many of you might think that the information is inappropriate, or if not inappropriate, it is quite short. But I am going to keep only and only drama and its history in center. So let's discuss the age of Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth, when she came on throne, a lot of experimentation by then had begun. And she is a kind of lady who, she was, of course, the queen. She encouraged these things. The early time was scholarly in tone and aristocratic in authority. Naturally, wherever any artistic representation is there, authority will be there from their end. Ruling portion, whether it is a church or the monarchy, they will come in the picture, right? So earlier playwrights were Lord Brooke and Flock Greville. But afterwards, when university wits came into existence, or there were actually a group of people who never intended themselves to be called as university wits. But after a certain period of time, they were termed as university wits. These were the group of friends or scholars who were studying in either Cambridge University or Oxford University. And the list is in front of you. As I can say, Thomas Nash, Robert Greene, John Lilly, George Peele, Christopher Marlowe, and Thomas Kidd and Thomas Lodge. Now, although they were not Thomas Kidd particularly was not formally educated, but still was a member. They were just a group of friends who were writing with a purpose, with an ideology, with an expectation. And that is it. At that time, they never thought that they will be termed as university wits, right? Afterwards, university wits represented the essence of real Renaissance. What is Renaissance? Renaissance is revival. They structured drama in its own way, its presentation, and that actually influenced Shakespeare so well. Elizabethan literary achievement and embodies almost the entire spirit of both drama and poetry. The age produced a lot of tragedies, comedies, dramedies, tragic comedies, and romances. So, in a way, Elizabethan age flourished like anything, particularly drama. It flourished like anything in the age of Elizabeth. It was considered a golden age in English history because not only in drama but in any other form you pick up, there were a lot of revival done, lot of experimentation was done, and on top of it, many writers came up experimenting with the forms. They started explaining and they started creating a huge canvas. And that is why it is considered as the golden age. In Shakespeare time, drama was a great success on stage, professionally. If I am to say, the tragedy was developed first, and by the time tragedy reached Shakespearean time, it degraded to melodrama or to horrors. Tragedy was not tragedy was not in the initial stage of its span in Elizabethan age. It began way back from Sophocles, Euripides, and we have seen these. So while they are writing, now they are just attempting to write. The writers are just attempting to write. It has turned out as a folly attempt or a weird attempt which gave tragedy de-shape and it degraded its entire version. Shakespeare experimented with all kinds of forms. Post-Shakespearean drama, light comedy, was then popular. Masque by that time had a beautiful but short career. A masque is a short dramatic performance in between, composed for some festive occasions. Only and only to be performed on a certain occasions, like some nobleman's son's marriage or majority gatherings were there, or some wedding occasions. These kind of practices didn't last long, but as I can understand, this had a beautiful career, brilliant one, success. It was a successful ratio. It can be distinguished by ornate stage setting, lyrics, music, dancing, and by allegorical characters. Tempest has such inclusion. If you read Shakespearean tragedies or dramas or comedies, you will have a lot of experimentation. He has perhaps experimented each and everything for the first time on stage like that. Prior, a lot of people would have written, of course, but they had their own boundaries. So while we are reading a drama, while a drama is prescribed to you, you will have to keep these things also in your mind. Okay? So blank verse was experimented by Marlowe and other university wits followed. They actually followed Senecan tragedy and the style, but then afterwards it was experimented. So this is all Age of Elizabeth. Now it comes Age of Milton. Lyric, poetry, elegy, these things flourished in the Age of Milton. The mood or tone turned out more religious. But drama, it had its own decline or a temporary collapse. There are no major playwrights that I can name here. As you can see, there is no specific Himalayan work done or noteworthy work done. Some playwrights, as I can mention here, and as you can read, plays of Messenger sustain the expiring spirit of the great Elizabethans, because that age has been over and now another one has begun. So it turned its mood, but there were some people who sustained this spirit. Other playwrights were James Shirley. He wrote some pleasing comedies of London life, termed as The Lady of Pleasure. Dear learners, please pay attention. Wherever the shift of power happens, or whenever the transition period is happening, so that phase of transition will see a lot of either decline or emergence. And most of the time it happens that if it is decline in the prior generation, it will be emergence in this one. If it is emergence in this one, it will be decline in the next one. So you'll have to pay attention that whatever happens, the opposite comes up, right? Age of Dryden. During the development of drama, in this age, heroic tragedy became predominantly famous and evident. There are a lot of heroic dramas or tragedies that you can see here. These plays are based on the theme epic and love, written in rhyming pentameters, but they do couple it, where characters are almost superhuman in nature. Fantasy, element of fantasy was added. Imaginary and fallacy grew more and more. And it turns out that drama changed its nature from one shift to the other. The form was mixed. It wasn't a sure thing that is only drama, only tragedy, only comedy. It changed its mood. In comedy, the comedy of humors in the time of Ben Jonson was popular, which is now being replaced by comedy of manners. In Restoration time, again, the restore. What is restoration? Before we go ahead further, I'll tell you something about it. When we are saying restoration age, so restoration of what? You are restoring something, right? And restoration happens not only in terms of some preservance or something that you are keeping up further from the archives. The power shift happened again. Dark Age is way back, but temporarily theaters collapsed and nothing was working out. Everything started again. People began with this coffee house culture and they went ahead with pamphlets, right? So that is where the comedy of humors comes in. In prior slide, I mentioned that comedy of humors was replaced by comedy of manners. Now, to understand comedy of humors and manners, we will have to wait for one more episode. As I can see, we have discussed today Elizabethan age and Spenser to Chaucer. In next class, we will be going ahead with comedy of humors, comedy of manners, Restoration Age, and then Victorian Age. Till then, dear learners, stay tuned and happy learning. Thank you.
स्वाध्यायः